Greetings, world. It is Sunday, August 31st, the last day of August in 2025. I just snipped this leaf off the horseradish plant. How freaking huge this is. The chickens will eat these, so I'm going to give this to the chicken. The younger ones are actually okay to eat yourself. The big ones are probably fine if you really want to go through it, but they're going to be a bit more bitter. This tomato plant, this massive singular tomato plant, over 6 feet of growth in every direction. Next year, what I'm going to do, well, first of all, this year I'm going to, after this is like dies off in the winter time and I have to cut it back and take it out, I'm going to see how much the root bag made a difference in terms of like how contained was it, did I get any micro roots through there. I haven't lifted it out to find out because I don't want to have to redo everything. So we're going to see how that goes in probably a couple more months still in reality, because the tomato plants will go for quite a while. I only have a few fruit on here. I got some bigger fruit I'll get to on the other side in a minute. But the main thing is I wanted to open up the bottom of the canopy so that I could get some light in here. Give the this is one of my 2 turmerics, so I wanted to give it a better chance to help revive itself or get a little bit bigger. So it's got lots of great new growth. That looks great. One of the other new exciting things that I've got in here, these are tea plants. These are proper tea plants. So ideally, I'll be able to get these to fully recover. These are rescues. So they weren't looking too happy. I'm trying to get them back and nourished, and they're in a dual root zone, so they are sitting. There's a water that from the aquaponics that trickles through, hits the lower end of the bags on these, helps provide nutrients. That does stay relatively moist. I can top feed them as well if I need additional nutrients on there. So that's really nice thing about the dual root zone setup. So I've got 2 tea plants here. I've got another tea plant over here hiding under the horseradish. So yeah, the idea is get those to bounce back and get vigorous, hopefully, and then be able to make my own tea, harvest my own tea, which would be really fun. The filbert tree, I think I want to just tie these crowns up into like a single coil and see if we can't get it to kind of grow straight up and like a big bush or something like that. I don't know. It'd be an interesting thing to find out what happens. Yeah. Horseradish plant obviously doing well. This is the one I took that giant leaf off of. I got to take some more of these big leaves off. Transpiration, that's the word I was looking for last time. That's your loss of moisture from evaporation off of your plant leaves. And so evapotranspiration is the combination of the two. So your general evaporation in your aquaponics plus your plant water losses through surface area, etc. Evapotranspiration is that whole thing. Anyways, I've got my, this is the other turmeric plant. This is looking fantastic and healthy. Now the nice thing about this turmeric was a raw piece that I bought at an Asian market. And I figured it would probably have a better chance of growing because it was less likely to be processed in any way. So it was probably just raw turmeric from somewhere. And sure enough, it took a little while, but it did sprout eventually at a little hokey setup I had at work, and I decided to bring it home and transplant it, and it took off, did really well. The sage plant has finally come back around now that it's got breathing room and everything else is out of here. The sage plant is doing a nice full rebound. The catnip is going to need to be cleaned out pretty well. This is all gone to seed. I gotta figure out how to clean all this back here. That's going to be really fun. The mat that is the chocolate mint. This is like just a mat of chocolate mint. I've got to clean that and trim that back. I got to dry a lot of it out because it's great for tea, and I've ever been using it for tea as well. And then the tomato plant, this is that single tomato plant, just all over the place. I've been working on adding supports. I've got to get more supports up along the top of the greenhouse, like cattle panel or something else like I've got up here, so I can create more hooks to actually spread the plant out. And again, next year I'm going to do even better on managing a single tomato plant, just so I can get crazy growth, just to see what happens. So that's really all I've got going on for August of 2025. What are we going to do for September? I think for September we're going to focus on just more cleaning. I don't think we're going to be ready to harvest the horseradish for a couple more months. The turmeric is probably going to be next year. The tea will be next year because we want that to just keep on growing and growing. And then that's what I wanted to talk about. Solids collection. These are reusable produce bags. And they're a relatively fine mesh, not too fine, but they're great for capturing the solids that slip through your filtration system. So if you're looking for a system to help capture extra solids, these bags are a fantastic option. They're usually not more than a couple bucks a pop on like Amazon or wherever, and I'll probably like throw a link in the description or something and see if that helps out anybody. And it's an affiliate link, so I'll get like, you know, 20 cents or something if you buy them. But anyways, well, you check those out if you need additional filtration on your aquaponics systems. And that reminds me of the other thing that I'm doing for the filtration. So down here in the tilapia tank, I've got an additional little pump that only runs part of the day because it's not required to run all the time. It's not part of the primary system, but all it's doing is feeding into this bucket, which under this bucket is the hose, and under there I've got lava rock, and then a filtration pad above that. So the lava rock gives a place for the solids to settle, and the filter pad will help keep a lot of those solids down, except that I just stirred them up and then they're all slipping back into the tank now. In any case, see if we can fix that. I'll probably have to pull this out and clean it soon, but that should make it easier to make it a little bit more modular for cleaning and filtration as well, which is really nice. So yeah, there. Now that's everything I've got going on. I don't think anybody's going to have any questions, but if they do, oh, blueberry plant. Let's not forget the last blueberry plant. This is the new blueberry plant. Looking green, healthy, and beautiful. Probably not going to get fruit this year, but should get fruit next year, no problem. So the other blueberry plant, I've been pulling the grass out because that was a rescue from the yard. And so yeah, that's it. That's all I got. I will stop rambling, and I will talk to you all in September, and y'all have fun now. Ciao.